I didn't break any law. I didn't damage anything. And I definitely didn't start a fight with anyone. But somehow my HOA decided I was the biggest threat in the neighborhood. Not a criminal, not a troublemaker, just a guy with a truck in his own driveway. And what started as one simple complaint slowly turned into inspections, fines, neighbors taking sides, and eventually a situation that completely exposed how far an HOA will go when it thinks no one will push back. But what they didn't know was this. I was reading everything they were ignoring. It started with an envelope, plain white, no urgency, no warning, just the HOA logo stamped on the corner. I almost ignored it. Most people do, but something about it made me open it right away. Inside, notice of violation. Vehicle does not comply with community aesthetic standards. Aesthetic standards. I actually paused reading there because I didn't understand how something parked in my driveway could violate aesthetic standards. I walked to the window. My truck was right there. Same spot, same position, same routine for years. No complaints, no warnings, nothing. Until now. And I remember thinking, this can't be serious. 2 days later, I got my answer. The knock came early morning. Slow, measured, intentional, like whoever was outside already controlled the conversation. I opened the door. Mrs. Caldwell, HOA compliance chair, clipboard, pen, that same expression like she had already decided the outcome. I assume you received the notice, she said. I did. And I parked my truck in my driveway. A pause. Not long, but heavy. This is a community with standards, she said. I leaned slightly on the door frame. And my truck has been parked here for years under those same standards. Her jaw tightened. Not anger. Disapproval. Worse. Because now it wasn't policy. It was personal authority being questioned. After that day, everything changed. Slowly at first. Then all at once. Another notice. Then a fine. Then another fine. Then a compliance escalation warning. Then came something new. Photos. My house. My driveway. My truck. All printed. Red circles. Arrows. Notes like I was under investigation. And that's when I noticed something else. Neighbors were watching more closely now. At the mailbox. On evening walks. From their windows. But nobody spoke to me directly. They were waiting to see what kind of person I would become. This part surprised me the most. Because it wasn't just the HOA anymore. It was the environment they created. One neighbor said casually, "Just move the truck, man. Not worth the trouble." Another said, "You don't want them targeting you." But nobody actually stood with me. That silence hit harder than the fines. Because I realized something important. HOAs don't just enforce rules. They influence people into policing each other. Then came the letter that changed everything. Failure to comply may result in legal escalation. Legal escalation. For a parked vehicle. I sat at my kitchen table longer than usual. Not angry. Not stressed. Just thinking. Because something didn't feel right. Not about me. About how easily they were pushing this. So I did something I should have done earlier. I opened the bylaws. At first, it looked normal. Standard HOA structure. Rules. Procedures. Definitions. But the deeper I went, the more cracks I found. Then I found it. Buried in procedural language. No enforcement action is valid without official board vote recorded approval public posting. I checked every fine. No votes. No records. No approvals. Not just mine. Others too. And suddenly I realized this wasn't a mistake. It was routine. Friday night, HOA meeting. I wasn't there, but I heard everything. Mrs. Caldwell stood confidently. Compliance has been achieved. They thought I backed down. Because the next morning, my driveway was empty. No truck. No conflict. No resistance. And I let them believe it. For one reason, I needed time. That morning, I didn't react. I didn't argue. I didn't complain. I collected everything. Every letter. Every fine. Every notice. Every violation timeline. Every procedural gap. Organized it carefully. Because this wasn't about emotion anymore. It was about structure. Then I sent it. Subject line, HOA enforcement audit, full documentation. By noon, everything changed. Group chats exploded. People comparing fines. People realizing inconsistencies. People questioning everything they had accepted for years. I got fined for that too. Wait, they never voted on this. This doesn't make sense. And suddenly, the HOA lost control of the story. That night's meeting wasn't normal. No confidence. No authority tone. Just pressure. Legal advisors mentioned. Audit mentioned. Procedure violations mentioned. Mrs. Caldwell tried to defend it, but defense requires consistency. And the documents didn't leave room for interpretation. They were facts. Stacked. Chronological. Undeniable. Within a week, enforcement suspended fines, paused external review, started HOA authority, question Mrs. Caldwell resigned. Quietly. No statement. No confrontation. Just gone. The next morning, I backed my truck into my driveway again. Same spot. Same routine. But everything felt different. No letters. No warnings. No pressure. Just normal life again. And peace I didn't realize I had lost. At the next HOA meeting, everything changed. New rules. New oversight. New accountability. And me? I stayed silent. Because I didn't need to say anything. Everyone already understood. It was never about a truck. It was about a system that only worked as long as nobody questioned it.